Hi kids, we are streaming live from New York City from Bob Elliott's Music Makers NY. It is in NYC. This is Guitar Quackery Live. You're watching Guitar Quackeries right there. And now before we start, the business of, what we do here, let me just make sure that I am also streaming sorry, on that monitor outside, okay? It doesn't always work. I don't know why. Bear with me. I have a new shop policy. I just printed a paper. I'm going to show you in a minute. Yeah, so I'm almost ready. Okay, so now we're streaming. People are watching over there. There will be in a minute. And we are going to make, well, I'm going to make a dramatic entrance into the shop. Okay, get ready. Here I come. Okay, it's not that dramatic, but so this is a humidifier. It's very important in the winter that you keep your space humidified if you own musical instruments. We do have an interesting guitar here today on the bench. Well, if you read the thumbnail, you'll know that this is going to be a Gibson. Not just any Gibson. They only made this, I don't know when, for how long, but this is what it is. That's the headstock. It's kind of dusty. It hasn't been played in a while, which is why we're doing a full service on this guitar. It is called a Gibson Kalamazoo, Midtown Kalamazoo. Okay, so how is it different from the other Gibson hollow body or semi-hollow guitars? It's kind of like a solid body, you see? So it's a two-piece mahogany back, one-piece mahogany neck, and it's routed out, okay? Yeah, so it's got an interesting control cavity here. We're going to open it and, have a peek. So they made an ES-335 kind of guitar, also like that. What I say it's called? Midtown Kalamazoo, yeah. This one is obviously not an ES-335 style. It's a single cutaway. We are opening the control cavity because it is, I believe, I haven't opened it yet, unusual. All right. Here we go. Yeah, so it's kind of like this. Oh, look at that. It's got a push-pull here and here on the tone controls. It's got a three-way switch here, which is turning, so it's wiggling and turning. So we'll have to tighten it. So let me open it. Look, I almost scratched the guitar, but I didn't. I missed. So next time I'll try to scratch it. Okay, so the switch is here. It's a Switchcraft switch, but you can see that it's turning. All right, so that's the first thing I'll do is I will tighten the switch. you can use this tool. This is this one is a Dunlop brand spanner wrench. I'm simply going to hold the switch on the inside, and this side tightens the ring. It's still spinning. It's important to make sure all the components are tight, because solder joints, you know, can break. They don't like to be moved. Okay, so that's that. Once again, this is the control cavity. We just wanted to look, and maybe we are going to use the oxit, or maybe not. So let's test the components. All I do is I take the cable, plug it in into the amp, and now I listen. It's all good. All right, so, oh, let's make sure the guitar plays. No one tuned this guitar. All right, it's all good. We are going to do a nut repair, some fret work first. So the frets are kind of flat on top, and it's a short scale length. What is it? I forgot. It's a 23.5-inch scale length. Let's have a look at that. Here I have a Music Nomad tri-beam. This is a, you know, good tool. On this side here, it has a scale length finder. Okay, so normally on a Gibson, from the nut to the 12th fret, the 12th fret would fall onto this check mark here, which reads 24.625. Okay, and that's this check mark. Now if we place this here against the nut, and where's the 12th fret? Here. It doesn't even fall in that area there. Let's focus. So this is against the nut. This is the 12th fret. So it falls at 11.75, okay, inches to the 12th fret, which makes it 23.5-inch scale length. So compared to this, you know, 24.5 to 25.5 range. So it's a short scale length. The frets are flat, so we really would benefit from recrowning the frets, and that's what we'll do. First thing, I check the truss rod, make sure it works. So let's remove the truss rod cover. So last night I wasn't feeling well. I had a headache. This customer dropped off 3 guitars. This is one of the 3, but I had some other customers as well dropping off other guitars, including a Martin that will end up on one of the live streams. So like I was saying, I was having headaches. I wasn't streaming yesterday. I meant to do some streaming, but I wasn't even really working on guitars. and I spent the night at the studio. I slept in the studio, in the big studio. Okay. All right, so it fits. I check the relief and make sure the truss rod works. Feeler gauges, straight edge. Let's see what we got. 8th fret. That's quite an up bow. I measure, wow, 20/1000ths of an inch of relief here on the base side. Let's check the treble side. 18, 16 does not pass 14. So as it is, we have 14/1000ths, 20/1000ths. So 6/1000ths difference. So I'm going to tighten the truss rod, but before tightening it, I'm going to release it a little bit. It's in fact kind of stiff. Yeah, I don't like it. That's too stiff. Look at that. Okay, so in that case, let's loosen the strings and remove the truss rod nut. I'm going to lubricate it. Those are locking tuners. Okay, so let's completely remove it. Look at that. You see how stiff it is? So that's not what I like to see. What's happening? Okay, let's have a look at the truss rod nut. Of course, I can only view it from above. Not much I can see from here. So, all right, so now I'm able to turn it more easily. And here now it's coming off, okay? So it's just very dry. This is it. It's just very dry. We got enough threads. There is a little bit of something stuck there inside of the thread right here. Okay. All right, and now I am just going to lubricate it so that it's not dry. Here I have just Vaseline. Just put some Vaseline inside. And now put the acorn nut back in place. Okay. Hopefully now it works better. Okay, this is the lubricant coming out. It's just Vaseline. And now we can tighten it a bit. So this feels much better. Let's focus. So I like to check the nut first, the truss rod nut on the guitar. I'm going back and forth just to lubricate the threads. All right, I can move this away, put this away. Yeah, so the reason why I check it at the beginning of the setup is, well, I think it's for obvious reasons, because I don't want to run into a surprise after I do all the work. So that's just good practice. I learned from mistakes, and this is how I do it now. Yeah. What I'll do now is, well, the knot is kind of tight. It's not very tight right now. I'm simply going to adjust the truss rod. I can't hear the guitar. Yeah. Like I said, it's got locking tuners. So typically with locking tuners, you don't make too many turns, right? Because there's not too much slack around the tuning post. I always adjust the truss rod on the bench, not in playing position. So, I always do it in the same way. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so now let's adjust the truss rod. I already checked the frets. They are even. They are leveled, but they are very flat on top. So we are going to just recrown them. So since they are leveled, I can use, the 8th fret as a reference. for this measurement. So this is quite an up bow. Let's tighten the truss rod. It's starting to feel a little bit tight. This guitar hasn't been played much. There's still way too much relief. I don't think they ever tightened the truss rod at the factory. So the guitar has been at full string tension for quite a few years now. Okay, we have 14 1/1000ths now. Let's see. I'll try 13. It's not going through. 12 kind of goes through. It's quite tight. Let's try this side. So this one should be maybe at 6. Okay, 6. Yeah. So we got 6 and 12. I want to go a little further. So that was 12. Now let's try 11. So I don't have any feeler gauges between 8 and 11, but let's try this side. So we had 6 before, right? That's 6, 5. Oh, okay. So that's pretty good. 5, and it measures less than 11, but more than 8. I think that's good for now. Yeah. I think that's good. And now the action is obviously, well, actually it's quite okay. It's at 55 1/1000ths on the treble side. Okay. We're going to file the nut, but we're also going to be recrowning the frets. So first, I'll do the fret work. And then we'll put, I guess, the same strings back on first and file the nut. Okay. I'll try to put the same strings back on. Like I said, we have locking tuners, so should be fairly easy to put the same strings back on. There. I'm not sure why they decided to put locking tuners on this guitar. But, you know, that's what it is. Okay. Let's put the strings here. The tailpiece has a little... Oh, is it? I see a little, little whatever, plastic spacer between this. I think you can see it right there. And I was expecting to be able to lift this. I can't lift it. That's interesting. Okay. I won't force it. This is the bridge. We'll clean it. I'm going to use the, so it's gold-plated, right? Gold-plated hardware is not easy to clean. So for the bridge, I'm going to use the ultrasonic cleaner. I have it right here. This is for jewelry, so I guess it should work. There's already water inside. We just put a cap full of this cleaning solution. And where's the bridge? I just had it. Here it is. Okay. And let's... I see the camera is hiding it. Oh, now it's even worse. Okay. Perhaps I should do this. All right. So just put it inside, put the cover on, and push the button. That's it. Let it do its thing. It's on a timer. In the meantime, we can clean the guitar. I'm going to remove the pick guard. There. Okay. So like I said, the gold-plated hardware is hard to clean. So if I try with this guitar detailer, let's put this camera here. I don't really expect spectacular results. Let it soak a little bit. But now, really doesn't make much of a difference. You still see the patina. Okay. So sometimes what I like to use is, I'll show you. This is the product. And you see what it says. It's for gold. It's for jewelry. All right. It does have an expiration date. Once you open it, yeah, it gets expensive to use these things. But I have it. It's already open, so let's try. You're supposed to soak the jewelry, but I can't do this with the pickup, obviously. So I'm just going to coat it. Obviously, I'm avoiding the pole pieces a little bit so that we don't flood the inside with this chemical, whatever this is. So it's supposed to soak for a few minutes, and then we wipe it off. And this is really gentle. This is not an abrasive. If you use any kind of polishing paste, such as this one, guitar polish, you will end up removing the gold. Okay, but this does a much better job, and it's safe. All right, and now I am just going to wipe it off. See what we get. And I believe that it's also safe, you know, for the finish if you spill some. It is better than before. Let's do this one more time. So I am going to put an Amazon link to this product in the description below. It is going to be an Amazon affiliate link, which means I get paid, but it doesn't cost more to buy through the link. So let it do its thing. And then we'll do this pickup, and then the tailpiece. I don't know, I forget how many minutes they recommend. It says on the container. I'm sure it does. Oh, 30 seconds. Okay. All right, okay. Well, it definitely is better than it was. So I think, yeah, I think it made a difference. Definitely did. Now let's work on this one. But I'm using a different jewelry cleaner for the bridge, right? Because we put the bridge in a ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, 30 seconds they say, right? Definitely an improvement. One more time. So it definitely does look better. Okay. In the meantime, I can push this button one more time. Okay, because it's on a timer. That's the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay. So it isn't perfect, but it's much better than the results we get with guitar cleaning products. Okay. And now we can work on the tailpiece. Again, I'm assuming that this is safe on the finish. So if I spill some, well, it's not my guitar, so okay. It's been 30 seconds. Well, I think you can see that this is much better than this, right? It's not perfect. Let's do one more pass. So gold is not supposed to oxidize, but for whatever reason, gold-plated guitar hardware always develops this kind of ugly film. I don't know what that is. Oh, look at that. So this goes up and down. So that's not a spacer underneath. Not sure what that is. Okay. So once I'm done with the cleaning, we'll recrown and polish the frets. Okay, I don't think it's going to get better, but I am going to do it one more time. I think this is quite an improvement, but I don't think you can ever get it looking brand new when it comes to gold-plated hardware. Okay. We also have a few burn marks from a guitar stand. So I'll try to do what I can to remove those. So once again, this is a jewelry cleaner for gold. I'm going to put a link in the description so that I don't forget. Let me put it here next to the computer. I'll put a link after I'm done streaming, right? And now let's have a look at the bridge. Okay, here it is. I think it looks good. Look at that. So, to be honest, I think this looks much better than the pickups and the tailpiece. So I wonder if I should maybe use this cleaning solution on this hardware. I think it's worth a try. And maybe we all learn something new. Because this looks absolutely brand new. Yeah. But, you know, it was inside of the ultrasonic cleaner. I don't know if that makes a difference. Okay. So that's the bridge. There is some water trapped inside. So that's, I used water with this jewelry cleaner for ultrasonic cleaning. And again, I'm going to put a link to this in the description. So now let's use that cleaner on, I don't know, on this pickup maybe, and see if I get better results. Again, I'm just dipping it in, a Q-tip there. Now we don't have a vibrating situation, but let's see. Maybe it's a better product. So it looks really nice when it's wet. I don't know if I should leave it there for a minute or so. Yeah, let's leave it there for a minute. So there's the ultrasonic cleaner. I've used it before on live streams and in some videos on the other channel. Once again, you're watching Guitar Quackery Live, which isn't the same channel as Guitar Quackery. I have 4 viewers now. Okay. Oh, look, it's Dr. Steve Cassidy. Well, he was here. He says, I'm not here. I'm going to bed. Yeah. Steve Cassidy. I'm sure you know Steve Cassidy if you watch guitar-related live streams. He's got a nice channel. You should check it out. Steve Cassidy Guitar. Yeah. I watch his videos quite often. So now let's remove this. It's hard to tell. I think it made a little difference. So in that case, I'll do this pickup as well. So this is mostly water with just a little bit of this mixed in. And maybe it's just more potent than the other cleaning solution that I was using before. And again, I guess I want to let it soak for a minute. So let's do this. It buys us some time. I'm not a big fan of gold hardware on guitars, but I guess it looks good on this guitar stylistically. All right. Okay, maybe I should start removing it. Let's place the camera here. I do think that it made a difference. So maybe if I mix up a higher concentration of that, whatever that fluid is, when it's not used in the ultrasonic cleaner, maybe that's the way to clean gold. I don't know. So this also looks really good now. Okay. All right. That's that. We are 48 minutes into this live stream, and we haven't done any setup work on the guitar yet. We're still cleaning. So I think I will break it up into a few, maybe 3 parts. So this is part 1 then, I guess, dedicated to cleaning the guitar. Here we have this, okay? This is from the stand. And we have a burn mark here as well somewhere. I saw it before. So we have a little burn mark here. Let's try to buff it out first. First this one. So to buff it out, I am going to use the Music Nomad guitar polish, okay? And also, I will need this cloth and some paper. Okay, so you can see what it looks like. Now let's do this. We'll try to do this in a few passes. I'm not sure that it did much. I'm pushing down quite hard. It did make a difference. So we can keep doing this. Oops. Much better. It's important to always use a fresh side of the tissue. Or it just doesn't work as well for whatever reason. Let's have a look. It's quite an improvement. I can barely see it, but I see on the monitor right here in front of me, the camera picks it up more than you know, than my eyes do, I guess. So I think it's worth doing this again. And like I said, I'm pushing down quite hard. I can barely see it. I'll put a link to this as well, obviously. Wow, look at that. Just a little mark there, as you can see. So this is an abrasive, and you know, it's technically speaking, it's removing a layer of finish, I guess. You know, I can barely see this with my eyes. I see that the camera picks it up, but I can barely see this with my eyes. So I think we're good. So this is ugly, obviously. And, oh, here. Yeah, we have a little burn mark here, but this one is quite deep. I can even feel it with my fingertip. And it's spread out. There's a few burn marks here. So this is different. I would need to use micro mesh and do official finish repair to get rid of this. But all right, let's see what we can do about this here. I think I want to turn the guitar around. Okay. That's good. Now let me put some light here. I have an auxiliary light. And let's focus on this. So I think that some of the foam came off, right, from the stand, and now it's caked in. So I think this will require more of a finish repair. But let's try to remove this black. So for this, I want to use the toxic chemical that we all know that every repair tech, guitar tech uses. And I don't feel like saying what it is in case minors are watching this and then, you know, they do silly things with it. It is toxic. So I'm not going to say what it is, but I think that all the adults watching this know what it is. I have it right there. It's toxic, right? So we don't want to inhale it. We don't want to touch it. So I'm hoping that it will remove the black melted and hardened foam from the stand, from the guitar stand. Let's see what it does. So I'm not pushing hard this time. I'm simply trying to give the chemical a chance to get... Oh, look at this. So it is removing this black stuff for sure, right? And this toxic chemical does not damage nitro finish, as I think we all know. It works really well on nitro. Okay. You can see this. Now, I don't want to inhale it, so I'm going to put it outside there. And then take a fresh paper towel and continue. This is quite an improvement. All right. I must say, I like what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm still not pushing down too much, but I am applying just a little bit more pressure now than I did before. Just a little bit. Yeah, so this chemical evaporates very quickly. I think you just saw it evaporate. It's very volatile. You can see how it evaporates quickly. Okay. And now all we have left is the burn mark. And I can, well, not just the burn mark. We still have a little bit of a buildup, and we do want to remove it all before we start buffing. All right, look at that. It's quite neat. Now, all right, I'll just use a fresh towel. So if I get it to be barely noticeable, I think I'll be happy, and the customer will be, the owner will be happy. I think. I hope. I should be careful what I'm saying because I think he's watching. For whatever reason, this is now resisting the cleaning product. Yeah, I don't know why. So we might want to scrape it. I'll first try with the plastic tool. Yeah. I think it would be better to reposition this camera a bit. There's some glare from the light. Well, it's unavoidable. And I'm zoomed in all the way. So let me just put the camera closer. I'm not sure if it's focusing. No, it wasn't. Now it's in focus. Okay, so at least it's in focus, but I can't get rid of this glare from the light. So you can see we'll still have a little bit of a buildup, and this part here is caked in into the finish. But this, I feel like I should be able to remove it. Maybe I can scrape it with a blade. Okay. I have a blade with rounded corners. I think this is the one. Yeah. And it's still sharp. So now, once again, this blade has rounded corners. I rounded off the corners on both sides. And now I can maybe just use it to, because I can feel a protrusion. So you can see this coming off, yeah? The surface of the guitar isn't completely flat. It's a bit convex, which actually helps with this. Now it feels much better. There's still some here. But as you can see, I am removing some of this black stuff. But I want to get some more off from here. See, and here, you can see I'm scraping the finish already. So, okay, so now let's use the toxic chemical again. Much better, right? I am in fact pushing quite hard now. Yeah, but like I said, this part here is caked in. It's a thick layer of this black material below the surface of the finish. I can see it with my eyes. I think I can still scrape a little bit here. But as you can see, I am starting to remove the finish. We are in fact removing microns of material right now. So since we're not doing actual finish repair, I don't want to do too much. So we removed some finish and then some of this black stuff here and here, right? So we're still hitting the black stuff. There, you see it? That came from here. It's a judgment call, right? Well, I'm clearly doing more than just cleaning the guitar already. I don't know why I can't seem to be able to hit these bumps here. Maybe because this surface here is maybe a little bit higher up than this. Okay. I did remove some black here, but then I'm also removing the finish. I am bending the blade a little bit, so hopefully if there is in fact a low spot, I can get that part of the blade into that low spot. So the blade has this notched area, so you can actually bend it right there, and hopefully that helps reaching below the surface, again in microns. Yeah, this is all dry. So this is a Gibson guitar, right? So a repair techs, sometimes they just have to tune out of the fact that they have an expensive guitar in front of them and they're just trying to do the job. Now, I don't see any more black melting off, so at this point, chemically, I'm no longer removing anything. So it's time to use the paste, I guess, the polishing buffing paste. Because now I'm pushing hard, and I'm not sure if the chemical is actually doing anything. But I guess it can't hurt, so I'm just... Yeah, I did remove from here some more of the black stuff, so... Okay. Oh, look at that. It is black. Yeah, I want to show you this. So by pushing hard on the edge, I did remove some of the black. So maybe I should keep going with the toxic chemical before I start buffing. This is one of those cases. I really can't predict the results. I just do my best and then deal with it. And this is what you're watching now. You're watching this live. It's a live stream. If this was produced content, I would only be editing out the highlights, but I wouldn't necessarily explain everything that I had to go through. So that's the benefit of watching live streams. But obviously it takes longer to watch through a live stream than it takes to watch through a produced video. Oh, look at that. I really wasn't expecting that. But it is coming off. So usually with a toxic chemical, you want the chemical to do the job. So I don't use brute mechanical force when I use the toxic chemical, right? But as you can see now, I'm using a combination of both, and it seems to be melting the black plastic foam. Under pressure. So I am pushing. Look at that, quite an improvement. So this is a discovery for me. So once again, if I was recording this for produced content, I would record it and then I would narrate it later, and I would narrate it in a way that would be misleading. I would in advance tell you what I know would happen from experience. But now I'm just discovering. Yeah, you know, this is not bad. It's pretty good. And I wonder if I should just start buffing with the buffing paste and see what happens. And since it is just an experiment, why don't we do that? So when I say buffing paste, I mean the guitar polish, Music Nomad guitar polish. They're not sponsoring this video or anything, okay? I mention Music Nomad a lot, but I have no affiliation with them whatsoever, except I'm a customer. I'm also a StuMac customer. So when I use StuMac tools, I mention StuMac, but I, again, have no affiliation with StuMac or Music Nomad. All right, let's see what happens. Tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. Okay. Now, immediately, I wipe it off. Look at that. So, I am quite happy with this. Yeah. One more pass, just because. So when you use the Music Nomad guitar polish, you have to be aware of the fact that it does not respond in the same way on every type of finish. And there's more than one type of nitro finish, so just be careful. So, if I were to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being we don't see anything, you know, I would rate it a 7.5, maybe, right? And since we are not doing finish repair, this guitar is in for a setup and a cleaning, right? I think I'll stop here. Now, if we want to do actual finish repair, we can do that at some later time, right? There's no reason why we wouldn't be able to do that at some later time. I've been streaming for 1 hour, 23 minutes and 29 seconds, so I'm going to stop here and take a short break, a really short break, and then continue. So this was now part 1 officially. I'm going to edit this description below and add some of the products, some product links that I was using. Affiliate links, so that means that I get paid a small commission at no extra cost to you if you use the link. Yeah, so thank you for watching. If you liked it, click the like button. If you liked it even more, you can click the button that says buy me a coffee. I appreciate it if you do. If you don't, that's fine. We're still friends. And I'll see you in a few minutes, maybe.